And we are back, Odell's Roundtable, and I'm joined by my second guest, and I'm very excited about this guest. I met this brother, probably like 2014, 2015, young brother, just reserved, kind of in the cut. I think I came across his work. He had did some work for the WERC Crew and some video work. So, you know me, I'm always looking at the technical side of things. And I was like, man, this video that was shot is really nice little shot. Let me see who this guy is. So it was like, it's a James Lewis. So I looked the brother up, James Lewis, and I think I link up with him. And it's funny, we got J-Force in the house because we all sit around and went grab something to eat. And I was just like, because Jay has always taught me that, like, when you meet people, you know, just don't go into business. Like, just start figure out where people are, right? So I sat down with James, and I was like, hey, James, like, what are you trying to do? Like, what do you want to do? And you were like, man, I really want to do this music thing. And so I want to talk about that. First, we got James Lewis in the house. I'm getting all into it. We got James Lewis here. But because, you know, people will put you in a box, because even with myself, right, I'll be honest, because when I first met you, I was talking, I was like, so James, all right, so this video thing, man, I'm like, we can go a lot of places. I know a lot of people that do video. I got friends that work at TNT and CNN. He was like, well, Dale, you know, that's cool, but you know, my passion is music. And I was like, music? I'm like, everybody does music, man. I was like, you know, whatever. So I was like, I don't know. I was okay. But to your credit, I remember you invited me to see you perform. And I want to say it was like some restaurant, like a rooftop or something like that. I remember.
Oh, that was a minute ago,
hey,
too.
Come on, man. Listen, James, I go back with you, brother. It's not a game, man. It was like a rooftop over there. And I said, okay, let me go. I went up there, man. Yep. It was late at night. And I was like, okay, all right, now when he going to perform now? But you got up there, you performed, and I saw the passion and the look in your eye, and I said, you know what? I said, James wants this. And I said, you know what can I do from this point forward? I was like, what can I do to help this brother? I said, and so I said, when I saw that time, I said, well, you know, this might be more a passion than the video. I said, but let's try to leverage things. And I said, whatever you do, man, be flexible, man. So talk about how, like, you've been able to branch from not being in a box to just an artist.
Man, first off, shout out to you guys, man, for giving me that mindset of using what I have to get myself in a position where I am able to pursue my passion on some real, you know what I mean? And that comes with the building relationships, you know what I mean? And one of the biggest ways that I realized, you know what I mean, or how I built relationships was, you know what I mean, because I wasn't really a vocal person. I mean,
right. You was kind of, like I said, I won't say you were shy. You were just reserved. You were like,
definitely. You know what I mean?
Kind of in the cut.
I always listen. You know what I mean?
Right.
If anything, I'm asking questions. If anything, but I realized one of the biggest ways to build relationships is just to support and help.
Okay.
Help. How can I help you?
Yeah. How can you serve? Nah, man. Listen, that is so true, and I had that same mantra, because, like I said, when I met you, it was the same thing. I mean, it's funny, reference what Shay was talking about. It wasn't like any contracts or anything like that. We were like, I was like, I want to help you.
Yep.
You can help me, and that's how we started. So that's how you kind of got into the whole thing of doing that, right?
Yeah. And I will say, with you guys, y'all was the first ones to put me in the scene and to really, like, know where places at. And I give y'all the biggest shout out ever, because y'all really introduced me to Edgewood and what spots was, the back end of it, the history of it. Like, you were the first one that took me to the department room.
The department store.
Yeah,
the department store. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about it too. I think, you know, because we talk a lot of times about relationships, and this is something that I always try to stress to people, is that a lot of times we want to go, you know, where our plants are not being watered. Like we want to chase down somebody who doesn't really want to work with us and stuff like that. So I've learned that I'm like, let me work with somebody who wants to work with me. So I was like, I said, hey, James, man, I'm going to go on Edgewood. We're going to do something. You were like, really? And I was like, yeah, just grab the camera. And so I appreciate the fact that you would believe in me, because you're like, I was like, hey, man, just show up, James. I'm like, we're going to make this happen.
Yes, sir.
And everything. Because what I was trying to show you is that you have to be flexible.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what I learned, because the same thing, the things I showed you were passed to me. Like, J-Force would hit me up sometime and be like, hey, you want to go to this VIP party? You want to go to this thing? And I'm like, when is it? He's like, it's in 2 hours. You know, and you have to sometimes be open and ready for that to do it on the fly.
That's facts. That's
facts. You know, last week I talked about building a team and having a team together. You're blessed to have a great crew, the WERC Crew,
yes, sir.
everything. Talk about how you were able to work with them and how that's been and how that's helped you, because so often, man, listen, you have to be able to have a mind state that you're going to do it by yourself,
yes, sir.
But nothing helps more than having a team, a sort of people that have the like-minded goal,
yes,
man.
Yes, sir. Agree. And I would say that's where I figured that out, because before that I was doing everything by myself. Everything. I was doing everything by myself and just trying my hardest, but knowing that, or not knowing that it takes a team. You know?
Yeah,
it takes a team. But once I became a part of a team, and that's how I got into it, doing the video, and really just focus on how can I make an impact to something and leave my mark.
Leave your mark.
And leave my mark.
Leave your mark.
Forget the money. Forget your goal and your passions for at that moment. Because sometimes you got to take yourself out of a situation to really give your all into something. So I had to. So for a good year or two, I
played your position.
I played my position. And once people realize who you are and how hard you work,
right.
Anything you do after that is yes, sir. Let's do it.
And it's funny too, man. I'm so happy you said that, because that's the thing about it. And I know I run into this. I think everybody in this room has run into this, where we see people and you're like, man, they just can't play that position for a little bit. Doesn't mean you're always going to be doing this, right? It doesn't. I mean, you have people that were interns who are now like VPs. Like, it doesn't mean you're always going to be getting coffee, but play your position and worry about that position while you're in it. And then you can move up to different things. And that's another reason why, too, I would always be shouting your name out, because I was like, okay, you know what? If James is not necessarily going to get in front of the camera, I was like, people going to know his name. So I'm like, the man behind the camera, James Lewis.
Always.
So,
man.
And here's the thing, too, like, because I want to talk about and just the bridging the gap, right, and the mutual respect, because another reason I started the platform at Odell's Roundtable is I love good relationships, but I love giving back as well. I feel like the generation right before myself and then my generation, we're not doing a great job at times of really setting cats down and helping them out, right? So like when I met you, you know, I would sit there and I was like, I would not just say, hey, let's go shoot this video. I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's meet the manager. Let's talk to this person. I'd be like, you know what? This person is crap. Don't even worry about this person. I'd be like, we need to focus on this, because I was like, the thing is that I'm like, how would I be if I experienced these things 8-9 years ago?
That's real.
And
That's
not and I mean, like, I don't want you to have to go through this stuff. I want you to be ahead of the game. And I see so often older guys, they're bashing the young kids. Okay, you might not like it. You know, I don't agree with everything some of these guys are doing, but I've always had that great relationship with people who are younger. Like, talk about how you've been able to keep that mutual respect with people older and whatnot.
If anything, I just say they see how hard I work, and by me saying that, you know what I mean, a lot of times, you know what I mean, that's you showing up, you know what I mean, to something that they didn't expect you to do. And how can I help? What can I do? You know what I mean? How can I use my attributes, my passion to get you a step further? You know what I mean? And when people see that, and when people take that in, they're willing to give you anything you want after that, because they see you care.
Right, and that's the thing too. When you said that, like the music and the crackers, that's what I saw, and that's when I was like, you know what, James has put a lot of passion, and this is a labor of love for him. You know, like, you're not just out. I think that's what's going to shine. That's what I always tell you. I say, James, listen, just keep doing what you want to do, because you know, it might not come with a quick success. It might not come with this and that, but you know, if you be true to what you're doing, it's going to be a labor of love. Like, people are going to see that you put time and effort into it. And I bring that up because I look at the Layers album.
Oh man, come
on.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout me out. Shout me out.
Listen, y'all make sure y'all go check that out. The Layers album on all digital platforms. I mean, you put your heart and soul in there, man. Talk about that real quick.
Oh man, Layers was that transition. That transition from doing music, from making music to like, all right, y'all, I'm serious about it now. This is for real. To the point where what I came in with and gave a part of, you know what I mean, and showed them that I was dedicated with, I had to take that away to also show them how serious I was about my future and my passions too.
Right.
But with that being said, with the crew that I have, you know what I mean, they real thorough. So that's like, man, we understand. So
yeah.
But with that being said, you know what I mean, I still make sure I play my scene, you know what I mean, where you know what I mean, I left off, you know what I mean, because you know what I mean, with that being said, now all my little shooters, you know what I mean, out there, you know what I mean, shooting for us now. So I mean, things like that, you know what I mean, but that's once again building a relationship and also teaching people, you know what I mean, the things that you learn, and I appreciate that from you and Jay. Just always, you know what I mean, just give me them gems.
Give those gems,
yeah, man.
And I just want to share this because you talk about full circle, right? So here's the thing, right?
Full circle, the universe is real.
I want to say, man, it was years, 2014, 2015, or something like that. I was going to interview Waldo. So if y'all know who Waldo is, he's a young man out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's where you from?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand Rapids. And so I was like, yo, Waldo's coming to town. I'm going to do an interview. And I was like, James, want to come? He's like, yeah. He's like,
why not? Let's do it.
Let's do it. So we do the interview. And I remember afterwards, because we were in the green room, we were meeting the artists. We were talking to different people. He saw me talking to the manager and stuff. And every time I would do stuff, I would include James in there. I let him know what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing right now, man. This is what's going on. I'm like, this is why we're waiting.
Right.
This is why we're doing this. It's like, this is, you know, I'm like, just be patient with me. We're going to get the artists and this and that. Right. Now, I bring that up because full circle, I see you in Birmingham and you walk up on me and you were like, hey, Odell, guess what? I said, what's up? You said, I'm about to do a show with Waldo. So you go from following me around with a camera doing an interview to doing that. And then the second one I want to share is that, once again, I said, hey, James, man, grab the camera.
Let's go.
Let's go. We go to Killer Mike's Barbershop. Shout out to Killer Mike.
Oh, yeah.
The swag shop. We go to the swag shop. And Killer Mike was doing the thing where he's giving out free haircuts to the kids. And V103 was there for the Fast and Furious. And so we're there, and it's cold, too. I don't know what and we're there, and now here people walking in. I'm talking about they got full camera crews. You know, V103 got all this stuff. Me and James walking in the barbershop, just me and James and the camera. We walk in there, and James was kind of like, James was like, I said, listen, we got this. I'm like, listen, man, I know Killer Mike. I know the barbershop. We're going to shoot our footage. We go in there. They got some cast from a while now. They had DC Young Fly, some other people.
And this is my first time ever been to anything like with a radio station.
Right.
People coming out to promote something. It's my first time ever going to
exactly.
So I'm like, yo, this is different.
And the reason I was telling you, I was like, hey, listen, just hold your head up and let's act like we're doing something, because I wanted you to see that, because these people might have all these cameras just now, but I was like, listen, you are talented. You know what you're doing. When you edit this thing, it's going to look great. And then what's funny about that is DC Young Fly was there. And then I'm looking on Instagram one day, and DC Young Fly is at a show, and he's sitting there singing James Lewis's lyrics. Like, you know, I was like, wait a minute.
Shout out DC Young Fly.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, it's not like you were at the show, and I'm like, he just starts singing your lyrics. I was like,
shout out. Come on now, man.
Talk about like because
full circle, man.
Full circle. You put that work in. Yeah.
The universe, man. And what I say is, it's the good energy. It's the energy. It's the energy. You put what you get back. You know what I mean? And I always try to give good energy everywhere I go, and somehow it comes right back in a way where I know I can sit there and be like, yeah, that was the universe. For real, every time.
Right.
Odell, how many times I hit you up? I'm like, yo, you see this? What's going on?
Universe. Nah, I mean, well, the main thing I just want people to know and say anything to share is that, you know, you're going to put a lot of work in, a lot of time in, where people are not going to see you and people are not going to see it, and that's the key, because that's where all of that's going to be made. But like where you're working and grinding, and it's not pretty, nobody's seeing it, and all that kind of stuff. But one of my favorite Tony Robbins quotes, you know, you are rewarded in public for what you do in private.
That's real.
For what you practice in private.
That's real.
And so a lot of people, they just want to practice in private, and they want to sit around and get in public and get rewarded. And it's like, no. So I was telling y'all, every time I see y'all, like, man, listen, you were built for this. All me and Jay did is, like, I always tell people, because people are like, hey, man, you help. I'm like, no. I'm like, James already had it. I said, my brother Jay and I, we just kind of helped introduce it to him. Right?
I appreciate that. Man.
Real quick, tell the people how they can reach you, how they can contact, how they can listen to your music and everything, all your connections. Tell them what you got going on, man.
What's going on, y'all? Once again, I'm James Lewis, man. Y'all can catch me everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, all everywhere. James Lewis. My last project was Layers, and it's doing pretty good. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. I am James Lewis. So yeah, check me out. Listen to the album. You know what I mean? Slide in DMs. Tell me how it is. But you know what's crazy, Odell? Look,
talk to me.
I'm doing this on the spot, yo.
What's that? What's that?
I just got this message that I was sitting over there, bro, and it kind of like shook me up, man. I'm gonna show you on live, like, man.
What's that? Let's see here.
Read that to me, man.
Let's see here. It says, yo, what's up? I just wanted to reach out and let you know I came across a single of yours today on SoundCloud from some page. I followed that, reposted it, and I just wanted to reach out and send some good vibes your way and let you know you're super talented and you just gained a new fan. Hopefully you got more music releasing this year. I'm interested in seeing you progress as an artist. If you could keep me in the loop with any new material you release by emailing me, that would be awesome. Hope you have a good Friday. Whoa.
That shook me up today, bro.
Hey, man.
That shook me up.
Listen,
man.
I mean, that's the thing about it, James. You're putting out the good energy, man. You're putting the quality work in, and that's the thing about it, too. A lot of people, they want to do half of the work. They want to just, not put both of them in. So you're doing it, so I expect it. So lastly, I want to ask you the same question I asked Shay. James Lewis, what are your keys to great relationships and keeping them, man?
Keys to...
There's a couple of them.
I'm trying to give you 3. Support.
Okay.
Support others, even when you don't got nothing to support with. It's still support.
Church said amen on that one, boy.
No, seriously.
No,
Support.
I got
support. And a lot of times, everybody think, I gotta give money to support. And a lot of times, it's not even that. You can just hit somebody like, yo, I see you doing your thing. Keep going. Keep it up.
Right.
You know how I feel to somebody?
Man, come on now.
But yeah, then on top of that, I say the energy. You pick up on energy really, really good. So just give out good energy, and you get that right back every time, man.
Right.
Those are. I'll give you one more.
Okay.
One more.
3.
I
was gonna let you slide,
I did say 3. So last one.
Go ahead, brother.
Last one. If anything, I just say, just love people. Just try to make sure that you are giving out love and make sure you are loving yourself, because if you ain't loving yourself, how you gonna support? How you gonna get that same thing out?
Wow. It's funny, like you and Shay both had different answers, but very similar in certain things. It was like she was saying being true to yourself and communicating, and you saying the same thing. James, listen, man, I have no problem like telling people, giving their flowers while they here, man. I'm so proud of you. This brother is super talented. Like I said, man, me and James, where did we go eat that day? We went
You know what's crazy, bro? I just went to the spot yesterday.
What spot was that?
It's on air. No, it was on in East Atlanta Village. You know what I'm talking about? The little taco spot.
Yeah.
I was just there yesterday. The fact that you even said that.
Listen, man. And that's the thing about it too. I was like, Jane, come on, man, let's give her something to eat. I know how it is, man. I know how it is, man. So I'm glad that you are doing your thing. You keep working hard. Next time you go to Barcelona in Paris, I need to be a security guard or something.
I got you.
Look out for
your boy.
Soon. Look out for your boy.
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
So listen, man, this is Odell's Roundtable. I appreciate you tuning in. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap the show up real quick, but stay tuned.